Yeah. Right, we're doing another tasting today. It's another whiskey tasting. But before I do that, Hannah, who I know from Vineyards and you've seen in other tastings, they won an award recently. This is the 2023 International Wine Retailer of the Year. It's pretty much the best award you can get in your business.
Absolutely.
So, well done to Hannah.
Thank you, mate.
That can go there for a second. That's the second. Right, let's put that down here. On to the important stuff. Right, we're doing two different cigars today. Mainly because Hannah likes really strong cigars, so she's gone for a Partagas P2. I'm going for something slightly lighter. I'm going for an Epicure, mainly to see if the whiskies will stack up with both cigars.
So, first dram today. I don't know how much you want, as
That's
you're not
fine.
driving. We're doing Balvenie, DoubleWood, but this is a 17-year-old.
So, I'm right in thinking this is your first P2.
First B2.
This should end very much like the D6 you do like,
Oh,
which is why I thought this would be a good cigar for you.
So the further we go on with the whiskies,
Yes.
so the sweeter we go.
I'm also interested to see how you feel about the Kavalan and whether you still feel that you really like it, as it's been a few
I hope
months.
I do.
Yeah, I hope you do. If you have a bottle of it. There's that lovely woody note on the back of that.
Oh, it's delicious. That's absolutely delicious.
That's not the easiest bottle to get hold of these days, though.
No, and equally, when I look at a whiskey label and I see the word vanilla, it really can put me off, because if the vanilla is integrated and well balanced, it adds to the whiskey, obviously.
If it's just a note that's been put in with a chemical sort of added
Absolutely.
to it, it really can destroy your whiskey.
I just think they're putting in here toasted almond spice layered with toffee notes, oak and vanilla. I just think it's such a lovely, lovely whiskey.
It won't be long before you finish that bottle.
I've got to keep some to go in the infinity dram.
I have to admit, that does pair very well with this cigar.
Oh, that's lovely. This is lovely. Sun's out. Same time tomorrow?
Yeah, that works.
That's lovely.
That cigar's now warmed up nicely. That
So
really does work.
they use a traditional whiskey oak cask, and then they put to a European oak sherry cask. So there is no bourbon cask. Now, see, that's really interesting, because the first
It's the
fill-
14-year-old is the bourbon.
Right, so the first fill, traditional whiskey oak, many years maturation in the traditional whiskey cask mellows and maturing spirit, correct? Imparts gentle warming layers of vanilla spiciness. That's where you get the young stuff. Then you go second in sherry, European oak sherry cask. Increases complexity, bringing fruited honey depth to the resulting single malt. You can totally get it, but there's a certain layer of sweetness there, which is what I think is really nice, which you could say would be a bourbon cask as well. So
You see, that's what should work really well with your cigar, because that little bit of sweetness against the pepperiness that you should be getting off of that.
I just think this is lovely.
It is a good cigar. Right then, so let's move on to Kavalan.
Yes. Lovely noise.
I always like that sound.
So you introduced me to this whiskey
Yep.
last year. I enjoyed it so much I treated myself to a bottle for Christmas.
Which I was actually really pleased to hear, if I'm honest, because
It's
considering your profession, it's like, that's actually a real feather in my cap that I've actually picked something that you
It's
like.
lovely.
Yeah.
Well, it was lovely,
Yes. This is what I'm interested to see. Do you still believe it's the same?
but I like portwood finish.
That's a very different finish.
Oh, it's lovely.
So yeah, let's see how you think this pairs with your cigar. Because it still matches up with mine.
To sit and enjoy, I'd probably go Kavalan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's lovely. It really works, Jason.
It's nice to know that I'm getting something right.
I don't know what it is about Hoyo.
This is the beauty though. There are so many cigars out there. You'll find one that you like, but you're going to come across so many more you don't.
Of course.
I personally, and I have smoked a number of Cohibas, but I don't rate them for the price. And also, especially with the price hike we've had at the moment with Trinidad's,
Yes.
I mean, Trinidad's have almost doubled, if not a bit more. They are not worth it, in my opinion.
What do you think is the most undervalued cigar? I get asked that about wine all the time.
Actually, you want to know one of the best cigars, I think, value for money?
Yeah.
Will be either a Romano Lanus, specially selected, or the Bolivar Raw Corona. They're both Robusto sized cigars. It's like a D4. It's that solid, you know what you're getting every time you have it.
I like that. It's a good whiskey. So this one, we both, well, I tried it before, but we had it at a tasting, didn't we?
Yeah, this is the tasting we did where we had the mellow corn, which was a surprise.
Yes. So this is Evan Williams. They do their entry level, which is amazing. It's got a black label in a square bottle, a bit like Jack Daniels. Barreled on the 25th of February 2014.
Right.
Barrel number 271, my favourite number.
That's almost, I want to say it's almost an orange
Yeah.
note to that.
There's a definite lift on it, not just sweet.
Wow, that hits the palate differently.
That's warming.
If I'm honest, I think out of the three though, that might be my least favourite.
Ooh, controversial.
Yeah. yeah, that would be me.
It might be, because we loved it on that night, but it was interesting because we weren't sat there with the cigar.
And that's the thing. Just because you like something, when you pair it with something else you like, doesn't necessarily mean it works. Because I've done that quite a few times where I thought, yeah, I really like that. That'll pair really well with this, and I've had it and gone, yeah, no, I missed. That didn't work.
That's standing up to the PT.
I think that's now overpowering this.
Yeah.
It's overpowering the Epic.
So you need to finish that one and go back.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Kavalan.
Oh, it goes well. It goes well with the PT.
See, that might be it. If I had a stronger cigar, because I've got a medium, this is only a medium cigar, it's not very full in terms of the flavour, so it kind of got buried and lost.
Definitely goes.
That's good to know though, so I won't write that off then. If I have something like a Partagas or a Bolivar, then I might give that another go.
You've got to, yeah,
I
you've
might
got
give that
to.
another go. So I think that's been quite a successful little pairing actually. We've had a nice little journey down there, and we both agree that one's probably the best all round, no matter what you're smoking.
Yep.
That one doesn't work in anything that isn't a heavy to full flavoured cigar,
Totally agree.
and that only really works on something that's very light.
Totally agree.
There you go. Another tasting done. Many more to come.